and to the point where he wanted to commit suicide. And he called me, "The man who fears the Lord will be blessed." All right, you guys, today we're talking about Psalm 128. This is going to be really interesting because I was super blessed by this. The Lord tells us how he's going to bless us if we fear him. So Psalm 128 out of the CSB. There's one word in here that actually is pretty cool to understand, and that word is fear. But let me just go into this. Blessings for those who fear God. Psalm 128. How happy is everyone who fears the Lord, who walks in his ways. You will surely eat what your hands have worked for. You will be happy, and it will go well for you. Your wife will be like a fruitful vine within your house, your children like young olive trees around your table. In this very way, the man who fears the Lord will be blessed. May the Lord bless you from Zion so that you will see the prosperity of Jerusalem all the days of your life and will see your children's children. Peace be with Israel. So in this psalm, okay, what the Lord is saying is that for the man, right, this is specific to the man. He's talking about wives being a fruitful vine, and he's talking about children being like olive trees. And it's like parallelism. It's referencing spiritual blessings that the Lord has for his chosen. And it's also referencing this one concept of fearing the Lord. So in the Proverbs, the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge. It's a terrifying thing to fall in the hands of the living God. That is in Hebrews. But I'll tell you right here, the one who fears the Lord, that word fear, it means to revere or to submit to morally, right? So if we're going to fear the Lord, in this specific translation, in the CSB, it says, in this very way, the man who fears the Lord will be blessed. So what you've worked for, every investment that you've made, all the sacrifices that you made, you're going to eat. You're going to be happy, okay, if you revere the Lord. It's going to go well for you. Meaning that overall, your situation is gonna be good. And then your wife is gonna be like a fruitful vine. So if you wanna move that into the New Testament, what is the fruit of the Spirit? The fruit of the Spirit is love. She's gonna have respect for you. That's in Ephesians chapter 5. You're gonna have joy and peace, right? And contentment out of you as a man fearing the Lord. So this is important to understand because your kids are not so much responsibility as they are blessings. Same with your wife. So if you think it's hard, guess what? It means that your house is not in order. You're not understanding what the Lord is saying, because by having a family, that is how the Lord blesses you. And that's not for everybody, right? Some people are called to celibacy and to walking out their faith alone with the Lord. But in this case, for the man who's married, this is how the Lord blesses you. So change your perspective a little bit. Understand that the responsibility that you have of your wife and your children, that is from on high, that is a blessing. Okay, I just want to share one story with you guys real quick. So I had a friend and he really messed up in his past. Okay, the law got involved and his wife was just totally mean and wrong and lost all respect for him. And to the point where he wanted to commit suicide. And he called me and he's like, I just can't win. You know, she is not respecting me. She does not encourage me. The only thing that I could do is reference this psalm to him and just say, hey bro, you need to get that out of your mind, that committing suicide is going to end your problems. I'm sorry, but you're just not out of options. You're not out of options because from where I'm standing as a husband, you are to lead your wife, you are to lead your children. And according to Psalm 128, if you fear the Lord, it's going to go well with you and you're going to eat with what your hands have worked for, and you will be happy, and that your wife will be a fruitful vine. So what is going on in his walk where his wife is not a fruitful vine right now in his life? One of my pastors says, the house goes as the man goes. So if the man is not right, and in this case, I told him, you need to start walking in your God-given authority and leadership in your marriage. What he needs to do is get his house in order. And that's going to take pastoral counseling, and it's going to take submission to the Lord in the way that he is to operate, not just in love and meekness and other things. Like, he needs to stand up for himself. He needs to be a blessing and lead his family in that way. And that's one of the main things with this particular psalm in Psalm 128. If you fear the Lord, it's gonna go well for you. Can't separate the two. Okay. Next time we'll be in the New Testament in Mark, and we'll chat about it. But I'll see you guys then.